Okay, why is anime so awesome? Point number 4. And this point is anime can make anything and everything look cool. And yeah, this is a kind of a blanket statement, of course. It has a kind of an interesting aspect to it, and I think it has to do a lot with the fact that a lot of anime is basically manga or light novel adaptations. Those are in turn separate industries of their own, created by individual authors most of the time, which have almost complete freedom in what they create. I mean, a mangaka can just go and draw anything he likes, and if it's successful, if it sells, if the editors see potential in this, it will get thrown out. And yeah, if it's successful, then boom, and there is an anime made based on that manga. Same thing for visual novels. I mean, for example, the famous Bakemonogatari and the whole Monogatari series is of course based off the awesome light novels by Nishio Ishin, and yeah, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I'm not even sure that guy actually can draw. I mean, he just writes the stories, as far as I remember. And for example, the big hit Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titans, again, of course, based on a manga where the mangaka is actually not a particularly good artist. I mean, if you check some of the manga, some of the early volumes of the manga, I mean, the art is kind of, kind of unrefined maybe or something. But yeah, in the meantime, it has become better. I think he probably has assistants and illustrators and whatever. Yeah, basically, a single guy just goes, writes some interesting story, which happens to catch the eye of some editor, then it gets released, and boom, off it goes. I mean, in many other industries, it's difficult, or well, it doesn't really happen like that. Of course, there are some exceptions, even in the Western world. For most famous, probably Harry Potter, but it's not exactly very common. The topics that are represented in anime and manga are really much broader, because there you can find literally everything. I mean, if you want a manga about playing golf, there you go. If you want a manga about collecting garbage in space, there you go. And an anime based on that, absolutely awesome anime. I have it over there, and I think that's probably some of the best fiction work on space flight, on realistic space flight, that I've seen ever, and I've seen a lot of it. So, not bad. Basically, there is practically no limit, and anime about all of these topics is good. It's not just something boring made for, for some weird commercial reasons. So, I mean, of course, all anime still has commercial reasons, but in many cases, it just works really well. And the end result is really, really good. Again, sometimes with just stupid commercial anime like Gate, which is just the promotion for the Japanese self-defense forces. But it's still fun to watch. I don't know why. I mean, they just managed to make it fun. So the interesting point is, it's only really true for anime, because when it goes into the real world, it kind of starts to suck. I mean, we've all probably seen quite a few anime real movie and real TV series adaptations. Examples are for example, the brilliant GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka TV series, absolutely great. The TV adaptation is like, well, not that great. Shingeki no Kyojin movie adaptation, this doesn't work. I mean, come on. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell. I mean, Ghost in the Shell is probably one of the recent and best examples. Original 1995 anime. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's probably will stay forever as, a milestone in movie history. and anime history. And even the subsequent 2-0 and so on, Innocence, and standalone complex TV series, in my opinion, they were not as good as the 95 anime. They were perhaps a bit prettier. Innocence was extremely pretty, but from the movie critic standpoint, I almost cannot find anything wrong with the 95 anime. It's just it's like a Michelangelo statue. It's so nicely done, so perfect. And Innocence or Standalone Complex, it has, it's either too empty or too secondary or too superfluous. And the recent real life movie with Scarlett Johansson, I mean, it was also kind of, I mean, yeah, you can watch it, but the 95 anime is so much better that it just does not compare. And it's been 20 years, over 20 years since the time, so. But yeah, to return to my original point, the point is anime can make anything and everything look cool and better than in real life. And it does matter if it's boxing, where Hajime no Ippo is probably more interesting than any real life boxing match. At least anything that I've seen recently. I mean, heavyweight boxing fails on all levels, and even middleweight, it doesn't really have the same suspense and impact and whatever that Ippo matches have. Because I mean, GGG, he's kind of an evil guy in that he's actually far stronger than most of his opponents. He could knock them out in two or three rounds, but he plays with them and just he leaves his guard down and toys around. He's never been knocked down ever. And his amateur record is 350 fights, 345 wins. Yeah. That's how it goes. Professional record, I think how many, 30 something fights, all wins, and 80% knockouts or whatever. I mean, the guy he's just playing around. And Ippo is just so much more dramatic than all of that. And same thing goes, I don't know, for cycling, where Yowamushi Pedal is kind of, creates suspense out of literally everything. Literally everything. Or racing, where Initial D, of course, is the absolute masterpiece of street racing and pretty much any racing, probably. Or even cooking. I mean, Shokugeki no Soma. Shokugeki no Soma makes real food look like crap. Just compare. And yeah. Anime can make smoking and drinking look cool because, yeah. To summarize, everything that real life can do, anime can do better.